Hi, good morning and welcome to AM News. This morning in the news, Speaker Bagbin has declared 4 parliamentary seats vacant with barely 2 months until the elections in December. This ruling means that Ghana's hung parliament, which gave the governing New Patriotic Party a slight upper hand at the majority side, with the support of an independent member of parliament, Andrew Amako Esiama, will now tilt towards the opposition National Democratic Congress. Now, the NDC will now have 136 members of parliament in the House, while the NPP will have 135. Before this, the NPP had 138, whereas the NDC had 137. Kwekwa Sante has more in the following report.
It was perhaps the most anticipated ruling of the 8th Parliament, and it took hours in coming. Speaker of Parliament Bagbin, upon taking his seat, zoomed right into his decision.
When voters elect a candidate, they do so based not only on the individual's personal qualities, but also on the political party platform they represent. Party switching or defection, therefore, can be seen as a breach of the mandate and social contract between the Member of Parliament and the electorate. These constitutional safeguards ensure that members of Parliament remain accountable to both their parties and the electorate.
Bagbin then proceeded to thrash argument that the constitutional provisions in question only applies to the future.
If Article 97(1)(g) and H were to apply only in future parliaments, it will render these provisions effectively superfluous. By the time the next parliament is constituted, any member of parliament who has defected or switched political allegiance during the current parliament will no longer be in violation of the provision.
Bagbin then declared all 4 seats as vacant.
Accordingly, I proceed to inform the House that by the notification of the polls, the following members of Parliament have by their actions vacated their seats in Parliament.
So what exactly will this mean to the composition of Parliament? There was a hint in the Speaker's ruling.
The resultant effect on the composition of this House would be that the NDC would have 136 seats, while the NPP would have 135 seats. That's making the NDC the majority party in Parliament.
But the NPP group are now set to boycott Parliament until the Supreme Court determines the case they have filed.
A conspiracy between the Speaker and the minority to bring confusion in the House. It is clear that Mr. Speaker avoided service of the writ to do the bidding of the NDC. The majority caucus immediately are boycotting Parliament until this matter is determined by the Supreme Court.
However, the NDC group are already basking in their newfound role as the majority group in Parliament.
We have the working majority. Right Honourable Speaker, beginning the next parliamentary sitting, will begin the process to take over as the majority caucus of this Parliament.
The House is set to reconvene on Tuesday, 22nd October, when the NDC MPs will now take the right-hand side of the Speaker, appoint chairpersons of certain key committees, and perhaps even elect a second deputy Speaker from among their colleagues. The NPP MPs will, however, fight this to the end. Kwekwa Sante for Joy News.
Moving away from Parliament, an education consultancy group, TAEC Africa, says its observatory findings reveal that about 80% of West African perceive studies outside the continent as a daunting task. Now, studying outside in other continents is deemed to be an expensive venture, with speculations that such opportunities are reserved for only affluent families. However, in the 2024 University Education Fair organized at the International Community School in Accra, more students are being exposed to opportunities which may suit their needs. There's more in the following report.
The 2024 University Education Fair brought together students, admission facilitators, parents, and other stakeholders. The aim of the fair is simple: to help prospective applicants navigate their way around hurdles to studying abroad.
Yes, definitely it is. We've carried out a research and we realized that 80% of West Africans, because we're in West Africa, don't realize how easy this thing is to come by. When you talk about study abroad, the next thing that comes into the head is, stress. Can I do this? We are trying to spread the word and let everyone know about it. So we've been going through Nigeria, currently in Ghana, and we are still touring.
Experts have identified additional challenges such as the reliance on search engines to scout for admissions as a hurdle to applying to study abroad. However, with the introduction of a new digital platform, the TAEC Consult is seeking to ease the burden for parents and students.
So TAEC Consult, which is the parent company that is in partnership with all of these universities, is transitioning into a digital app, right? A digital product whereby students can apply to different universities all around the world. These students have told me their challenges, which includes them being confused, them being overwhelmed. They don't have access to personalized guidance. They don't know where to start. So literally 99% of these students use Google for their researches. They don't have a one-stop platform, a centralized platform whereby they can search for their dream universities and an app that is going to be so seamless that they don't have to stress about that.
The International Community School says it is opening up its facilities to students from all walks of life to take advantage of the admission opportunities.
Okay, so ICS creates platforms for our students, and at this time we decided to invite other schools to come and join us. And also, as African parents, I will encourage us to give the students the opportunity to decide for themselves whilst we just guide them. We should not be in a position to be dictating for the students as African parents. It makes them very limited, but when we allow them to follow their dreams, their passions, then they excel in it. Yes.
Some of the students had this to say after the guidance and career sessions.
So having the schools come here and looking and giving us all the information that we needed was very helpful. And I like the fact that we also had a mental health team come in, because that's very important. Going to college can be very stressful. Going far away from home can be very stressful. So having all of that in one space was very helpful to me.
I'm very happy that I came. At first I didn't want to come, but now I realize if I hadn't, I would have regretted it. Because at first I had no idea what I wanted to do even after IGs, but now I do.
Organizers of the University Education Fair say they plan to extend their activities across other West African countries.
Now, poor hygiene could have devastating consequences on one's health when diseases such as cholera, diarrhea, and others set in. Now, Welma Africa, through its A-Life soap brand, believes this could be avoided if hand washing is inculcated in children. The brand's manager, non-food category, Mame Ajwa Nchefwa Markin, says the A-Life soap remains committed to educating Ghanaians on good hygiene. She disclosed this to Joy News as part of the Global Hand Washing Day with pupils in Archbishop Ando Catholic Basic School in Tema. There's more in the following report.
Since its launch in 2018, A-Life Soap has embarked on hand-washing campaign to educate Ghanaians, especially children. The hand-washing drive became much important than ever with the outbreak of COVID-19 and life after the pandemic. It was all fun for the children and teachers at Archbishop Ando Roman Catholic Basic School at Tema as the A-Life Soap team from Welma Africa sensitized them. Brand's manager, non-food categories, Mame Ajwa Nchefwa Markin, is reminding Ghanaians that clean hands and observing good hygiene can help prevent diseases such as cholera and diarrhea.
So we are taking this Global Hand Washing Day celebration as an opportunity to remind ourselves that, look, COVID is gone, but we still have diseases around which are carried on by bacteria and other disease-causing germs. And so let's continue to wash our hands the right way so that we don't have these diseases in our system, in our communities. Yes, so at Wilma, where we produce Alive is a personal wash soap where we try to provide quality products for everybody to observe good personal hygiene. So for us to also pick just the hand and then emphasize on the importance of keeping clean hands all the time. That's the reason why we decided to embark on this in the school today. So we want to entreat all Ghanaians to continue to wash their hands properly, observe good personal hygiene, and then patronize Alive.
Meanwhile, headmaster of Archbishop Under Roman Catholic Basic School, Richard Kafui Paku, is happy Alive soap brand has extended its sensitization to the school.
It's been a very great day because it's been a while since we observed this. We've been observing it every year, but not in this style. We did it on our own, but today we are privileged to be selected among two schools within the metropolis. And then I think we could even see how cheerful and happy the learners are. That shows that it has been a very great day. Next year, if you come, every year if you come, we are ever ready to receive you. And then it's something that I would like you to continue supporting us. First of all, emphasizing the need again to let the learners clean their hands during the critical moment. And then why it is important to clean their hands. I think they were educated on that. And some of them, they were reminded because they already know about it. Teachers on special occasion advise and educate them on the importance of hand cleaning. But when others also come from outside and so add their voice, I think education will go down deep into them.
Their Life Soap brand under Aroma Africa Limited is committed to good hygiene of Ghanaians.
Now, still on health news, now the Medical Superintendents Group has expressed its support for exploring the development of herbal medicine in the country. President of the group, Dr. Kamal Hussein, underscored the importance of validating herbal medicines through scientific research and noted that there's no need for alarm when herbal medicines claim to cure various ailments. Now, speaking after tour of the core manufacturing company in the central region, Dr. Hussein highlighted plans to assist the company by organizing clinical trials in hospitals to assess the effectiveness of their products. There's more in the report.
The Medical Superintendent Group undertook a tour of the core manufacturing company after their annual conference. President of the group, Dr. Kamal Hussein, expressed the group's support for exploring the potential of herbal medicine in the country.
We can assist in a way of also organizing clinical trials in our hospitals. You know, somebody will come and say, I've taken these medicines, has done so and so and so for me. All right, so as doctors, we want to look at that particular drug and then situation it, look at our patient and see whether actually the data will support the claim that the medicine does A, B, or C. You know, when you come to the orthodox medicine, for example, aspirin is an orthodox medicine. When you get an aspirin, me as a doctor, I will use aspirin for relief of pain. We use aspirin in heart diseases. We use aspirin in infertility. We use aspirin in so many conditions. But when you come to herbal medication, the moment they said that this herb is used for it's used for waist pain, it's used for headache, then we start screaming that, oh, a drawback, how can he do all those things? Meanwhile, in orthodox medicine, so it's there. So we recognize the fact that herbal medication can actually do a lot for this country. So we need to assist as orthodox practitioners to let the world know that the herbs that we have around us are, in fact, quite a number of them are as potent as they claim they are.
Chief Executive Officer of the company, Professor Samuel Atodankan, says his outfit is looking forward to collaborating with the group to further the cause of herbal medicine.
Oh, the support in terms of research. You know, they are the medical superintendents of the hospitals, and this is where patients go. And the products will be prescribed from their hospitals. And what we want from them is data, at least let us know how the product is faring when it comes to. But we have not finished researching into the product. So that's the kind of collaboration we're looking for. As a matter of fact, drug development goes through a lot of processes. And it's only doctors who can actually certify whether products are truly working or not.
The medical superintendent group hopes to boost the development of herbal medicine by the provision of data. Abdallah Osman's report read to you.
A sad one here, where a 66-year-old Jabadonle has been accused of murder and ordered to serve at the pleasure of the president. Now, because of questions of mental sanity, he's been stuck, locked and forgotten for 17 years at the Wa prisons. All documents relating to the murder charge against him could not be traced, and yet his condition kept deteriorating. Now, the Wa High Court, presided over by Justice Yusuf Asibe, ordered for his immediate release after the case was brought to his attention by the Legal Aid Commission. Now, Joy News Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from Wa that his two wives have now been remarried after they were told their supposed husband was dead.
Jabadonle, then 49 years of age, was accused of murder and being tried at the Wa High Court for the offense. There were, however, questions regarding his mental sanity, and the court made orders in that regard. Ever since the orders were made by the court on his mental state, no proceedings were made from the time to date. He was therefore staked at the Wa Central Prison at the pleasure of the president for the past 17 years. The Legal Aid Commission, through its public defender's division, undertook an exercise at the Wa prisons where they were informed about his situation. Lawyer Crispin Zieka is the Upper West Regional Director of Legal Aid Commission.
Very fortunately, when we came to court today, the High Court heard the application, and what is exciting is that the Office of the Attorney General supported the application that we brought, and at the end of the day, the High Court magnanimously granted the application and ordered for his immediate release.
He disclosed that all documents regarding the murder charges leveled against him could not be traced.
In fact, we cannot even trace any of his criminal record proceedings, charge sheet, any of those things is difficult to trace. So he essentially was locked and forgotten. And so that is what is exciting, and that is what you describe as the good news that has happened today at the High Court in Wa.
Jabadonle could not believe the judgment that was passed for his new freedom and life.
I am very excited. The judge and all the people who helped me, I don't have anything to give them, but God will reward them.
One prison officer who brought the issue of Jabadonle to the fore is Assistant Superintendent of Prisons Al-Hassan Majid. He first reported his deteriorating condition to the Upper West Regional Commander of Prisons, who gave him the orders to do his possible best for his release. This he started with contact tracing of his relatives in the Wa West District, where he was shockingly told that Jabadonle was not alive.
I contacted a lot of lawyers, and like I said, Lawyer Crispin of Legal Aid has done so much in this case. When I contacted him with the guy, so he took it up. And then the state attorney, I think Lawyer Hammer and then Joanne, they've all done a very good job. They took up the case, assured me, if I'm able to get his relatives, they will see how best they can work, and we'll get him out of this place. So he told me to do anything that I will be able to do legally to get him out, because his condition or situation is highly pathetic. So I took up the case, trying to do contact tracing. And I think one person to our comment is Abudu Wasela Tusio. She is from the district in which he is coming from. So she led me to the district and went to the village where we went to trace it. In fact, we used almost 3 days in search of his relatives. And when finally we had the relatives, the information is that they thought he was even dead. He left his children. The oldest was about 3 years old. And all of them, when later were able to contact the children through WhatsApp, all of them said that they told them their father is dead. As we speak, some of them are trying their best just to come and see the father. Whilst inside, he told me that his wish is to see his children, even if you die here, at least just to see them.
The next step for now is for his integration into the community and call on the people to give him the needed support.
We are appealing to the residents of Wild West, especially his community, Ponya Mairi. They should be ready to receive him. I think fortunately he has learned a trade. I'm sure you know one of the mission of the service is rehabilitation. He has learned a trade, and that is weaving. He can do all manner of weaving. So just with little support of getting the weaving equipment, by the grace of God, you will be able to train more people. Anybody who is able to see or hear me should be able to come to his aid, to support him so that you reintegrate. 17 years in prison. And I'm telling you, this is his third time of coming out, the whole 17 years. The 2 times we took him to the regional, the hospital for a medical examination. And the second one was to go and do another examination.
Jabba Donley, at the time of his arrest in 2007, was having 4 children. 2 are now deceased. His 2 wives have now remarried after they were told he was dead, locked, forgotten, and now released. He has tasted the rough side of life and hoping the remaining years will be better. Meanwhile, the High Court will begin on Friday the trial of the case of the murder of the owner of Jiriba Dubai, Eric Johnson. 3 persons, including prime suspect Eliasa Mahama, are standing trial over the murder of the chief executive officer of Jiriba Dubai. Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam. Wah.
All right, that's it for AM News. You can log on to myjoyonline.com for more. However, do stay for business updates with Benjamin Akafo.
Well, thank you for staying for the business updates. We have a single story for you, and we're starting from where the EU ambassador to Ghana, Irchad Razali, has stressed the need to improve the competitiveness of Ghanaian exports through enhanced value addition. According to him, this will aid in increasing access to regional and international markets. He spoke to Joy Business at the United Nations Industrial Development Organization and European Union funded project West Africa Competitiveness Program closing ceremony.
West Africa Competitiveness Program aims to promote regional economic integration and highlight the EU's commitment to the Economic Partnership Agreement with West Africa. Irchad Razali said the EU is bent on addressing difficulties with establishing effective processes and quality systems for businesses.
The area is to support the productivity of the SMEs, and it comes with, you have to mobilize money to support that with machinery, training, practices, natural fertilizers, so on and so forth. Certifications for the Food and Drug Authority and all the certification for export. You cannot just wake up in the morning and say, oh, I have a pig tree and I will want to export it. It doesn't work like that. It comes with a long chain of certification and improvement of your practices. So this is what it's meant of.
Chief Technical Advisor of WACOM, Charles Kwame-Saki, recounted the various trainings since the collaborative efforts between the EU and WACOM while stressing the importance of the formulation training.
Industry. We've worked on 3 main value chains. We've worked on cassava and its derivatives, tropical fruits, mainly mango and pineapples, and then we've also worked on cassava and its derivatives. Over the past 5 years, we've worked across the country. We've worked with the 5 C's of competitiveness, trying to support various SMEs to enhance their competitiveness in terms of production, quality, and market access. That's what we've been doing.
The program since 2019 has improved the competitiveness of Ghanaian exports in 3 main value chains: cassava fruit, cosmetics, and personal care products.
Or from the European Union, let's come right back into the studio, and that's how I cap off the business update for this morning. And now I'm handing over to the evergreen, the ever-beautiful Emefa Aditi.
Thank you so much, Benjamin, for bringing us business updates. Now there's more on the show. News review coming up shortly.